from Stitchless TV, and I'm at Graduate Fashion Week in London. Now whilst here I've found the most amazing stand. This stand is called Ciment Pleating, right? And this is Matthew. Hello Matthew. So I'm assuming that you own Ciment Pleating.
I do, yeah. It's a third generation family business. We've been going since 1925.
Oh, what? 1925? Well, that's amazing. So the reason why I want to show you this is because this company does pleating for anybody, and the minimum order is
1 metre.
1 metre. So you can just get 1 metre done of any fabric or particular fabric.
Most fabrics will pleat, and if anyone's unsure, all you need to do is just get your ironing board out and just iron a crease in the fabric you have. And if it stays and you like the look of it, then the chances are it will pleat. No? Polyester works well, it lasts longer, so we would recommend that you use polyester, or a polyester mix with a silk or a cotton. But you know, we've pleated leather, we've pleated suede, we've pleated fish skins. We even pleated a fabric made out of milk, and we've got some brass mesh on the wall that we can pleat as well. So there's lots and lots of things that.
Amazing. So can I get you to show us quite an unusual fabric that has been pleated? So what is that made of?
This is suede.
Suede. Oh my God.
This pleat's called a flat chevron.
Flat chevron. So anyone can order this?
Anyone can order this.
So they just ask, they send you their fabric and they say, I'd like a bit of flat chevron on this gorgeous suede.
Yes.
But what I want to know is, how do we keep the pleats in place? So how do we keep pleats in place?
Okay, so if you use a as we said before, if you use a polyester, then it should stay in place, and you should be able to wash it on a low temperature.
Right, so in polyester it will hold itself.
It will hold, because polyester melts into the shape of the pleat, and as long as you don't apply a temperature higher than the one we've applied to it, it should stay.
So that's logical.
Something like leather or silk or cotton, there's a couple of ways. You can use it on the back.
So do you sell this stuff to?
Yeah. We can use your fabrics for you as well.
You can do it?
We can do that.
So is that an additional charge?
Yes.
So look, this one's been fused. Why has this one been fused? Is this a silk?
So this is a silk. The reason we fuse the two-way pleats is because on a straight pleat you haven't got to work with gravity because it just flows. But on the two-way pleat, gravity, what will happen is it will pull the pleat out. So if you put the fusing on the back, that just keeps it firmly in place and keeps the shape.
Dry clean your pleated projects.
Yeah,
unless it's
and try and use a dry cleaner that knows what they're doing with pleated fabric.
Specialist dry cleaner.
Specialist dry cleaner, yes.
Right, now what I want to know is, how long has pleating fabric been around?
Since the Egyptians.
Since the Egyptians. But apart from the Egyptians, how?
Well, we've been pleating since 1925. That's this car company.
So 20s.
The 1920s. But there's pleating machines that were made in 1880 in the Industrial Revolution that are still about. Some of the machines that we use are 100 years old.
Amazing.
So it's not all hand done. There are machines that will do some of the more smaller basic types of pleats, but when you get bigger and more complex and two-way and fancy stuff, it's all done by hand still.
So look, we've got a storyboard for you. So this is what's involved for making this amazing complicated pleat, which seems to have a fuse on the back. Are you ready? Right, let's go.
Okay, so every time we have a pattern, it comes in 3 parts. So you have the wrapper, and then you have the mould, and there's 2 moulds that are exactly the same shape. So what you do is you unroll your pattern, and then you put your weight on the wrapper, and then you stretch out the mould as flat as can be, and then you take the top one off, like that, and then you weight down the end of the mould.
Now stop for a minute. Your mould, is your mould that you're referring to as a mould, is it the pleated paper?
The paper, yeah.
Right, okay, right, okay, yeah.
And you get your pattern and your mould, and you stretch out and you keep it as flat as possible.
Okay.
And then you take the top one off.
Yeah.
And then the fabric that you send us, we put that fabric inside the bottom, on top of the bottom layer, and then we bring the second one over again, and we lay these sticks on.
So hang on, so is my fabric sandwiched
in between those two moulds, which is stretched out flat. So at the moment everything's quite flat.
Right.
So we put these sticks on, and then on top of the sticks we put some small weights.
But isn't that flattening out your paper mould?
It is, but it's quite elastic. You're amazed at how elastic this paper becomes. So what we do next is undo the clip, and then we shuffle the mould together and make it as small as possible, and it forces the fabric.
So you're shuffling it with your hand?
With hands, and we shuffle it, and it forces the fabric into the shape of the mould that we use. Wow. So this is a pine tree pattern, and it's the one sample we showed you. You get it as tight as possible, and then we roll it up using the weights.
So you're rolling it?
We roll it as tight as we possibly can.
And this is with it scrunched up?
And that's with it scrunched up.
So you're rolling it in its scrunched up position.
And then we put it in a steam box for half an hour.
Steam box? Don't know anything about the steam box bit. What's that?
Okay, so steam is what sets the fabric. It's so the heat and the steam will set the fabric into the shape that it's actually in at the time. So it's in the shape of the mould itself. These patterns just go inside.
Hang them in there.
Hang them in there, or they sit on the floor, and then the steam comes up through the floor, and that's what sets the fabric.
Wow, wicked. And then, so when that's all done and you unravel it?
You have to let it cool down first.
Okay.
So we leave it for about half an hour to an hour, and then we reverse the process, and we take the fabric out of the mould, and then you end up.
But you don't take it out until it's fully cooled down.
Fully cooled.
Easy. I could do that. No, and so we're at this stage.
So we're at this stage. So once we've taken it out, we put this on a piece of paper face down.
Yeah.
We get our fusing, and we put the glue side onto the back of the fabric, just there. We put a heat press down, and the fuse just goes onto the pleat.
Do you know what? Don't you think that the heat press stage of fusing with the heat press as well is actually helping to fix the pleats as well? This one's called the Elizabethan collar, so I could just get a strip of this and make the most amazing collar. Look at that! Thanks a lot, Matt. That was really interesting.
You can email us or phone us if you've got any questions. And all our prices are on our website. We have a minimum order of 1 metre, so and we do a lot of work for home dressmakers as well.
I'm so excited. Now I'll be sharing my projects that I get done at Ciment Pleating as well. But aren't they amazing? Thank you so much for watching Stitchless TV. See you again really soon.